Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. I'm GetGoodGuy, and today's going to be a bit different to normal, but that should be cool with a lot of you who prefer the videos that are a bit longer and more chilled out, because today will be longer, because we're talking about a couple of things that are pretty big in terms of importance to me, and potentially this channel. Those two things are how I discovered that I haven't been getting paid by YouTube, and yeah, great. And then following that, I'll give you a bit of an insight into me leaving my job last week. We'll cover what actually happened with the two issues, how this will alter the content on this channel, and it will give me an opportunity to say thank you to you guys at some point, and you'll find out why. So if you fancy sticking with me through that, then sit back, maybe grab a drink or something, and let's relax and talk this out. And then if you make it to the end of the video, well, thank you very, very much for that. Watch time is huge on YouTube for those of you who aren't aware, and it's going to be mattering for me, so you're going to find out why. So thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, topic number one. Not getting paid by YouTube. The last time I received a payment from ad revenue was January. So that was the money I earned in December. It's now March. My AdSense account, which is the section of Google that handles the money you make from ads on YouTube, it shows that through January 1st to the 31st, I received absolutely no increase in revenue. And the same then goes for February and in March so far. So if that's not clear, you know, if it's not clear to you what that means, I'm not making any money currently from this channel. None. Nothing. So I've been here grinding, like seriously putting in the necessary hours to continue to grow this channel and try to entertain you guys, and not receiving any financial payback for it. Which sucks. Obviously, that's not a healthy situation. And it's troubling because my channel is partnered, there are ads on my videos, and everything is marked as monetized. There's nowhere for me to reapply for partnership or anything like that. I've genuinely done everything I'm supposed to have, and I haven't changed anything between December and now. So I don't know if this is a glitch or something else. I'm hoping it's not something else, because obviously this is actually pretty worrying for me. I pour my heart and soul into this, and I can say without embarrassment at all, even sitting here at 8k subs currently, I want to make this my career, and I believe that I can with continued hard work. So I've of course emailed YouTube creator support, and now I have to wait to find out what's going on, if I'll be able to receive the money that I'm rightfully owed, because there are ads on my videos making money for YouTube, and I guess waiting to make sure that there isn't something terribly wrong that's going to stop the channel in its tracks. God knows how long it's going to take for me to get an answer though, as I know some people have been waiting weeks just to get their partnership applications viewed, but all I can do is sit tight and try to remain calm, I guess. Now I am at fault in one regard, and that fault is that I didn't check my statements to make sure the payments were coming through, which is stupid, and I should have. Please check your bank statements, people, for, you know, whatever it is, your job or anything like that. The irony is that I always had, up to that point, checked my statements, and then as soon as I didn't, the problem arose. Which is pretty typical, really. But realistically, I didn't think I'd need to make sure I was receiving the money that I was owed. But you live and learn overall. So big thanks to my Patreon supporters once again, as your support becomes even more important now, and when things like this happen. And for, I guess, an unknown amount of time, your support is the only financial return I'll be receiving for my videos, as I'll be continuing to make them and trying to entertain you guys, and just hoping this all turns out okay at some point. So if you want to help out, and like, I really don't want to make this an asking for money thing at all, it's not about that. It just obviously makes sense in this video more than any other even to mention it. So the link to the Patreon page will be in the description and in my pinned comment, where you can support the channel from as little as $1 a month if you want to, and you'll get on the board of awesome as well. Obviously no worries if not. It's just, it's at the minute, that is incredibly important to me, the support I receive there. I'm living on it, so thank you. And and sharing this video if you want, whether it be just word of mouth with your friends or on social media, whatever it is, or just hitting the like button and stuff, would be great, not just for me, but so other content creators that maybe have this problem could possibly discover this and check their own and sort out their issues, because I don't want other people losing their money either. With that said, let's move on to the second item of discussion, and this makes your guys' support even more important, whether it be financially on Patreon, or sharing the videos, or simply liking the videos, which is way more important than almost anyone realizes. I highly advise you get into the habit of liking any videos that you enjoy on YouTube. It really helps the channels. Because I left my job last week. And yes, that seems extremely drastic considering I'm at such an early point in my channel's growth, but it's not quite as simple as that, and I'll explain. I won't be naming people or the company itself I worked for or anything along those lines, as it wouldn't be professional, ethical, or even necessary. But basically, I worked for a company for around 6 years, I believe. I worked for them before I went to university, and then I continued to work for them in a different store while I studied, but on a part-time basis. And then that continued after I finished university in order to supplement what I'm doing here and allow me to have a real crack at making YouTube work. Well, that company, in my opinion, at least, has been doing things wrong for a very, very long time, doing things incorrectly, let's say, and thus they recently fell into administration, and it looks highly likely that the firm will be completely collapsing and cease to exist in the near future, potentially as early as this week, I'm told. I don't know that, it's just what I heard. So essentially what I've done is just leave a little early, because I wasn't happy there. Now, I'm not naive enough to think that there aren't two sides to every story, everyone is biased in their own opinion, but I can assure you that I had every right to be unhappy working there, whether I am completely right about everything I think or not. Without details, I felt stabbed in the back and no longer wanted to work under some of the people there. In addition to this, I discovered that one individual had made a comment that alluded to me not receiving the work hours that had been agreed for a reason that was entirely false, and also had never been brought up with me in person, so I had no way of actually interacting with them and sorting the problem because I didn't know it even existed. This was then stopping me from seeing my family because there are only certain times I can do it with my schedule, and this is a time when one of my family members is not in the best of health, let's say, and chances to see him are very, very important to me. So when people are messing with that and not talking to me about it so I don't even know it's happening, that's not okay. So I left. And I would have left even if the company goes on now and doesn't fold. I would have left anyway because of this. The final nail in the coffin came last week with a different issue, with not being happy about how I was treated and spoken to. So it's done. And I am extremely happy about it. Despite the downsides of finances and things, I'm happier, and that's important. And I'm then taking this opportunity to put as much time into this channel as possible, so you can expect as many videos as I can manage to put out, essentially, more so than before, hopefully a minimum of like 5 a week. And I'll be trying new things here and there in order to really try to boost the views rolling in, as the faster I reach a sustainable point for this channel, well, obviously the better for me, as if it doesn't happen, or doesn't happen fast enough, I'll be going back out there to find another job, and once again losing time to work on this. I'm not against getting another job, obviously, but I love doing this, and I love this community, so I want to be able to focus upon it as much as I can. I also want to make it clear that this isn't out of laziness in any way, and before anyone puts the usual get a real job, etc in the comments, I spend more time working on this most days than you would at a quote-unquote normal job. I'm also passing up a potential career in something else that I'm very passionate about. Some of you will be aware, but most of you won't. I'm actually a trained dancer with a degree and contacts within the performance industry who could no doubt advise me on how to approach entering the industry, making it a bit easier for me than it maybe would be for other people. And I'm currently passing that up, and have been for about a year now, in order to pursue content creation instead. Basically what I'm saying is that I could be potentially making a lot more money elsewhere, doing something else that I really enjoy, but instead I'm choosing to do this because I love it. And I hope this makes everything clear for you guys. I'd hate to give anyone the wrong impression. I don't want anyone coming out of education at 16 or 18 or whatever, with a couple thousand subs on YouTube, and thinking they can just rely on that and not get a job. It isn't the case. Everyone's situation is different, and mine just allows for this currently to see if it works, and I'm very good at living on very little money as well. So please don't put yourself in a bad position based on my decisions. My situation is probably very different to yours. And with all of that now covered, again, thank you to my current Patreon supporters. I'm basically living entirely off what you guys choose to donate now, with the two things I've just talked about in place. You're directly keeping this channel running, so thank you. If you want to join those guys on the board of awesome, then you know what to do. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll be back to normal content very soon, and feel free to like, favorite, and subscribe. I'm GetGoodGuy, and I'll see you next time. Laters.